Hi, how are you doing today? We're gonna be listening to the Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. I'm so excited for this. I have just quickly for this intro. The Tortured Poets Department is a double album. I've had almost all day to process this new, and I still can't believe we were actually right in that. But I've decided to therefore also do a double video release. So in this video, I'll just be talking about the main 16 songs on the album, and then at the same time as this video, another video should be going up called the Tortured Poets Department, the Anthology album, this reaction, and therefore in that video I will react to the other 15 songs on the album, because otherwise I just fear this whole video will be just a tad bit too long. And yeah, I just thought this would be more fun. I'm gonna be listening to the first 16 songs of the Tortured Poets Department. I've heard some great things about some of these songs already, but I try to avoid as much as possible, and I'm very excited to listen. But let's stop rambling and just start with the first song, which is also the first single, Fortnight, featuring Post Malone. Okay, that was a great opener to the album. It just, I don't know, sonically, maybe not. I mean, I don't want to say it's not what I expected because it is very Taylor Swift, but I don't know. I was just, I don't know, I don't know what I'm trying to say because it is expected, but also not, if that makes sense. Just like sonically, and I'm really just enjoying listening to it. I expected more Post Malone in it. Like, he is audible throughout the entire song and has his own moments, but I feel like it's definitely like a Taylor Swift song with just like a little Post Malone, and I was expecting it to be a bit more kind of like 50-50, if that makes sense. I don't know why, but I was just kind of like the idea I got. But I really liked it, and I liked the lyrics of it, and yeah, a fan so far. Then the title track, The Tortured Poets Department. Again, definitely what I was expecting, especially because it's a title track. I'm with like the Tortured Poets Department. I was expecting something like heartbreaking, but even though it's still like a breakup song, it kind of felt a bit more mystical. And I don't know, I really like that vibe, and I really like the song. And I think it's really good. It's good. Next up is My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Oh, I love that. I love the lyrics of it, kind of like the metaphors throughout the entire thing, like comparing kind of like her and her place in a relationship to like being a broken toy. I really loved all that. And then also just like the melody just kind of was a bit darker, I guess, than I was expecting from this song. Because again, I was expecting to cry, and I was not the vibe. But I just, yes, I really love this song. Then next we have Down Bad. The lyrics were just so good and emotional and what, and it was like this a little bit of a dancey vibe and then he going in the melody. The fuck it, I was in love. I don't know why that line stood out to me so much amongst the rest of the lyrics, but it did. Now, the track 5, aka often regarded the saddest track, So Long London. Well, that doesn't sound anything at all like Little Boy. I don't know how y'all still expect it to be a match. Okay, that's a joke. Beautiful though, like very beautiful, very heartbreaking. Also, again, has a bit of like not hope, but like a very like it has very much finality to it that I really like. So yeah, next up is But Daddy I Love Him, which is probably my favorite title. This is really funny. Like honestly, the first time she said, I'm having this baby, no I'm not, but you should have seen your faces. I genuinely just started cackling. I was so unexpectedly funny. But it was a really fun song. I really like it. I was correct to fall in love with that title as soon as I saw it because it's a really good song. So next up we have Fresh Out the Slammer. Okay, so Fresh Out the Slammer is another one I really liked. Obviously, I don't think any of these I'm gonna dislike. I don't know, fingers crossed. But I really like this one. Again, it had kind of like that beat to it that I really enjoyed, and the metaphors were all really well done as well in the lyrics. And like, it's Taylor Swift. What do you expect? So let's move on to Guilty Low. So let's move on to Florida featuring Florence and the Machine. Okay, so I quite like the song. It's not about one. It's just not necessarily like my favorite thing. It's just like not my thing, if that makes sense. But I do like it. I do think it's a well song. I do also like kind of like the lyrical parallels at times with Nobody No Crime, which is one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. So of course that's something I enjoy. And Flowing in a Machine and Taylor Swift sound fantastic together. So there's that. It just kind of the chorus, like the production on it, is not necessarily my favorite. I'm not connecting with that specifically, but it is a pretty decent song. Not gonna discount it. Next up, we have Guilty as Sin. Such a good song, yet again. Honestly, I have to say this, but the only thing on my mind recently has been Penelope and Colin from Bridgerton as their season is coming out. I just reread that book, and I feel like this song kind of like, I don't know, works really well for them, if that makes sense. But besides that, I just really love the lyrics, I love the melody, I loved everything about it. I'm glad I split this up in two because we're just over halfway through the album and I already don't know how I'm ever gonna decide a top three. Next up is Was Afraid of Little Old Me. So I leave from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Crash the party like a record scratch as I scream. Who's afraid of little old me? I was tame, I was gentle to the circus like beep beep beep. Don't you worry, folks, we took out all her teeth. Who's afraid of little old me? You know, I literally just said that I would allow her to pick a top three. I mean, I still can, but I know what's on number one. What? I'm obsessed with this song. It's so good. Like the lyrics, the metaphors, the instrumentals, the melody, the production, the vocals, everything about this is just pure and utter perfection. And honestly, might be soon to say, but going straight up the rankings of all Taylor Swift songs because that just blew me out of the water. And I don't know anything ever was gonna top this. I'm sorry. Does he want to do like song? I can fix him. No, really, I can. Really like that again. I felt like it had a bit of like a Western movie vibe to it. I don't know if that makes sense. It was like the whole kind of, I'm bad at describing vibes, but like just like the whole feeling of it, I really liked. And I like the lyrics, and I love at the end the whoa, maybe I can. I thought that was again kind of funny. Next is, I don't know how to say this. It's loml. That's what I'm going with. You know, that was the vibe I was expecting from this album. Just absolutely soul crushing, devastating, heartbreak, and fuck it. It was gorgeous. It was such a gorgeous song. It's left me a bit speechless, I have to say that. Next up is I Can Do It with a Broken Heart. I really like that. I kind of like how it got a bit like hyper pop on like the post chorus mostly. Even like in the chorus, like the post chorus and like that outro were like very hyper pop and kind of like not necessarily go against the message of the song, kind of goes exactly with it, but you know what I mean. And I like the lyrics. I thought it was really great. It's a fun song, but also a very vulnerable, emotional song. So you know, I approve. Next up, we have The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. You know, I was gonna say that I was not that super sold on the song as much as I was liking it, I wasn't loving it, and then it kind of like kicked up in like that bridge, and I love it now. Like that was such a great epic like evolution. I love the lyrics again and everything. I just, yeah, fantastic song, loved it. Next up is one that I actually heard the most great things about, and it's the Alchemy. So I'm very curious to be listening to it. You know, okay, I knew this was a love song because I've seen it on socials before, but that's what you get when listening to it. But when this album was originally like announced and everything, I wasn't expecting us getting a love song, and I'm very glad we got, because I love Taylor Swift love songs, and this one is just so cute. I don't know, it's so sweet, and I love it. So yay. Next up, we have Clara Bow, which is also a final song. It's such a like lovely, not really, because it also has some like commentary on like the music industry and how we view celebrities and stuff like that. But I do feel like it is a lovely end to the album. I feel like, I don't know, it has a bit of an I made it moment to it in a way, but also not really. I don't know, it's a bittersweet song in a way, and I really like it. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, that was the Tortured Poets Department, the original album, the original 16 tracks that we've known about for months now. Now I have to pick a top 3. On first place, obviously, is gonna be Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, because that was so good. Then 2 is, look, I still don't know if I could say Love in My Life or LOML, that one. I feel ridiculous saying it like that, but I don't know how else to call it. And then 3, I think, is Big Daddy, I Love Him. I don't know, I thought it was so much fun, and I feel like it stands out among the album, because even though like it's not like the rest of the album is very sad, but I feel like it's the most fun and like happy out of everything. So yeah, that stands out to me the most. So that's my top 3. Really enjoyed this album. I think it's so good. It's very different kind of from what I was expecting, but also like not really in a way. I really think it kind of has more of its fun moments than I was expecting, and I feel like almost no one was expecting it to be like that much fun. Like it's not a super fun album, but it's also not as devastating as I thought it would be. But I really like it. The lyricism is just absolutely stunning. Like Taylor really used all the big words for this one, and the different metaphors and everything is just incredible. And sonically, I also think this is just a really strong album. And yeah, I don't know how to talk about it, but I love it. And let me know in the comments what you thought of this album. If you listened to it, which I hope you did, your top 3. I always love seeing other people's top 3. And then hopefully I'll see you in the Tortured Poets Department, the anthology, which should be going up at the same time as this video, so you can go click and watch it now. But otherwise, I'll see you next time. What does the God thing have to be so